Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Sunday, January 16, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Philadelphia Eagles vs Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's been a lot of noise around the Tampa Bay Bucs this season, most of it coming from the antics of Antonio Brown, who is no longer with the team. Then there is the injury to superstar wideout Chris Godwin, who is out for the season. But the Bucs just keep on winning. They are 13-4, won their division, and are the second seed in the NFC. And no one wants to go up against the greatest of all time, Tom Brady, in a playoff game, no matter who he's playing alongside. The fact is, the Bucs do have some issues at receiver. The two stalwarts, Mike Evans and tight end Rob Gronkowski, are good to go, but beyond that, what does the receiving core look like? As Pat Toomey used to say, on any given Sunday, any team is capable of beating another. Once you get to the postseason though, you see a good chunk of the uncertainty go out the window. Sure, the Eagles have gotten to the postseason, but if you look at the teams they beat this season, they were led by the following quarterbacks: Teddy Bridgewater, Sam Darnold, Jake Fromm, Gary Gilbert, Jared Goff, Taylor Heineke, Matt Ryan, Trevor Siemian and Zach Wilson. That's hardly a murderer's row of opposing quarterbacks. When these teams met in Philadelphia back in Week 6, the Buccaneers were up 28-7 before the Eagles scored a couple of late touchdowns to earn the backdoor cover. The Eagles do their best work offensively via the ground game, but they are facing the Buccaneers' third-ranked run defense. Throw in that Hurts is dealing with an ankle injury. Our first betting pick will be Tampa Bay Buccaneers -8.5. On the season, the Buccaneers lead the league with an average of 307.6 yards per contest through the air and 26th in the league in rushing offense, with 98.4 yards per contest on the ground. Tampa Bay is second in the league in scoring offense, as they average 30.1 points per game, while they are ranked 5th in the league in scoring defense by allowing 20.8 points per contest. Tom Brady has completed 485 of 719 passes for 5,316 yards, with 43 touchdowns against 12 interceptions. Blaine Gabbert has hit 7 of 11 for 67 yards in mop-up duty. Leonard Fournette leads the ground game with 180 carries for 812 yards plus 8 scores. Ronald Jones 101 carries, 428 yards, 4 TD, and Keshawn Vaughn, 36 carries, 180 yards, 2 TD, are next in line in the ground game. In the passing game, Chris Godwin leads the team with 98 receptions for 1,103 yards and 5 scores this season. Mike Evans, 74 grabs, 1035 yards, 14 TD, Fournette, 69 grabs, 454 yards, 2 TD, Rob Gronkowski, 55 catches, 802 yards, 6 TD, and Tyler Johnson, 36 catches, 360 yards, each, have more than 350 receiving yards on the season. Ryan Succop has connected on 56 of 59 extra points and 25 of 30 field goal attempts, with a long of 48. Our second betting pick will be over 45.5. Quick reminder, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. San Francisco 49ers vs Dallas Cowboys. Jimmy Garoppolo was efficient late in the season, connecting on over 70% of his pass attempts in 3 consecutive games. The problem is the interceptions. He has tossed 6 picks in his last 5 games. Garoppolo has accrued a total of 3810 passing yards, accompanied by a 2012 TD to int ratio. He is playing with a bone chip in his thumb, but it didn't affect his performance versus the Rams. The 49ers have a productive running game led by Elijah Mitchell. The 23-year-old RB eclipsed 100 yards in 5 of his 11 games and has 963 rushing yards on the season. Deebo Samuel will play a big factor in this one. The 25-year-old brought in 317 receiving yards in his last 3 games and is 5th in the NFL with 1405 receiving yards. The San Francisco consistently produced, scoring at least 23 points in 8 out of their last 9 games. This line surprised me when it opened, and I have been even more surprised that it has not moved off of -3. Dallas has been one of the most profitable teams in the NFL this season, covering in 5 of its final 6 games. San Francisco put together a nice comeback effort last week, but I feel better about the Cowboys from an emotional standpoint entering the playoffs. Not only did the 49ers have to erase a 17-point deficit, but now they have to go on the road. Our first betting pick will be Dallas -3. Wide receiver Amari Cooper and tight end Dalton Schultz both went over 800 receiving yards as well. Running back Ezekiel Elliott had another strong season, rushing for 1,002 yards and 10 touchdowns on 237 carries, averaging 4.2 yards per touch. Backup Tony Pollard added 130 attempts for 719 yards. He is probable for Sunday's game with a foot injury. Dallas was one of the most profitable teams in the NFL so far this season, covering the spread in 13 of its 17 games. The Cowboys were improved on the defensive side of the ball as well, but they still finished at number 19, allowing 351.0 yards per game. Our second betting pick will be over 51. Pittsburgh Steelers vs Kansas City Chiefs. The playoffs seemed to be an afterthought following the Steelers' embarrassing loss to the Chiefs on Week 16. The game was even less competitive than the 26-point final margin indicated. The Chiefs led 30-0 in the third quarter, and Pittsburgh committed all 3 of the game's turnovers. It was a rough day for quarterback Ben Roethlisberger, who went 23 of 35 passing for 159 yards with 1 touchdown and interception. Big Ben also lost a fumble and was sacked twice. Following the loss to Kansas City, focus shifted to a Monday night game in Pittsburgh that was announced as likely to be the 39-year-old quarterback's last game at Heinz Field. The Steelers beat the Browns 26-14, which kept their playoff hopes alive for the final week of the regular season. To win by double digits in an NFL playoff game is asking a lot of the Chiefs, but this is the matchup to see it happen. The Chiefs proved just a few weeks ago in Kansas City that they were a much better team than the Steelers, winning that one by 26 points after essentially shutting down the offense in the second half. This one predicts to be more of the same. The Chiefs have the ability to run the ball at will on the Steelers' defense, and that ability to control the clock is going to add up over the course of the game. On the defensive side, the Chiefs' pass rush is too dominant and will fluster Pittsburgh's attempt at a passing attack. While the Steelers might have a few stars of their own back, so will the Chiefs, and both teams should see a result much like the first one. Our first betting pick will be Chiefs -12.5. Kansas City's offense showed in the first meeting their ability to move the ball with ease. Before the Steelers knew it, it was already a double-digit game, and if they can score quickly and early again on Sunday night, it'll give them a good chance to demoralize Pittsburgh early. Expect Kansas City to work hard at establishing the run early, and offensive line play will be crucial. The offense put up 36 points in the first meeting, and that was without Kels, and with Hill only grabbing 2 catches and 2 targets. With the influx of those 2 talents, Kansas City should have quite a bit more success moving the ball through the air. The Chiefs' receiving core has grown in depth as the season has progressed and should be able to match a respectable Pittsburgh secondary. Pittsburgh's defense has struggled to stop teams from moving the ball but has stepped up most when it matters, as one of the best red zone defenses in the league. While ranking 27th in the league in total defense, they rank 8th in the league in scoring defense. The key will be their pass rush, one of the best in the league, and just as in the first meeting, their ability to force turnovers and grant extra possessions and short field opportunities for their offense. Our second betting pick will be over 46. Disclaimer: no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice, or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you, the user, or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading, or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.